Hey guys, today we're making stuffed mushrooms and Yorkshire pudding. Let's get started. First thing we're going to do is make the filling for our mushrooms, and I'm actually taking a loaf of bread here that I baked yesterday. You can just use pre-made bread. You don't have to be extra. And then just chop it up like you're chopping up onions. And then we're going to put this in a bowl. Make sure it's a large bowl because we're going to be adding some other things to this filling. Today we're going to be using whole baby bella mushrooms because as of right now, these are my favorite mushrooms to cook with. I think I've mentioned that before, and that's because they are amazing. Now I'm just going to take the stems out of each mushroom, and then go ahead and take a spoon and scoop out some of the edge there, just so you can make a bigger hole for the filling. And once you're done with all that, we're going to put the mushrooms to the side, and then we're going to take our stems and chop them up until they're nice and minced. And once that's all finished, we're going to add that to our bowl. Next, I'm going to add a little bit of garlic, some onion, some fresh rosemary, haven't used that in a while, and of course, Swiss cheese, freshly shredded. Next, add a generous drizzle of olive oil, then take a rubber spatula or a wooden spoon or whatever you got, and give that a good toss. And notice I didn't add any salt or pepper to this, and that's because I like to add the salt and pepper at the end, right before it goes into the oven. Now, we're going to take our filling, and we're going to stuff each mushroom, hence the name stuffed mushrooms. And be very generous. You're going to have a lot of extra filling, and I'll tell you what to do with that in just a minute. But go ahead, just keep going as best as you can. Fill them up all the way to the top. Just pack them in there because you don't want any empty spots. Take that away. And with this extra filling, you can turn it into stuffing. You can put it in a turkey or chicken or whatever you'd like. Turn it into a side dish. Add some chicken broth. Throw it in the oven. It's delicious. Now I'm making some gravy. I got some flour and some butter. I'm making a roux out of this. And once that starts bubbling, I'm going to add a little bit of beef broth. I like to add it in a little bit at a time as I'm mixing. It just thickens up better that way rather than pouring it all in at once. And as you can see, once you add everything in and you season it, you have a nice thick gravy. Now I'm just going to let that rest to the side. And now it's time to make some Yorkshire puddings. Take a muffin tin and go ahead and oil every single mold. You can use vegetable oil for that, but I like to use cooking spray because I feel like I have more control. And place that in a 450-degree Fahrenheit oven until your batter is ready. And in here I've got some eggs, some milk, some salt, some flour, and that's it. I want you to mix this batter really, really well. You don't want any lumps in there. Check the back of a spoon after you dip it in the batter. If there are lumps, keep mixing. Once your batter is ready, pour that in a measuring cup so that it's easier to pour. Take the muffin tin out of the oven, and we're just going to fill up each mold about halfway. And you should have enough batter to fill 12 molds. Now we're going to place this back in the oven for an additional 20 to 25 minutes, or until these are nice and golden brown. And as you can see, these are perfect. They should be crispy on the outside and hollow on the inside. Next, we got to bake our mushrooms. I've got a baking sheet lined with aluminum foil here. Drizzle on some more olive oil because we don't have enough olive oil. And then season each mushroom with some salt and pepper, more olive oil, and this is going to go in a 450-degree Fahrenheit oven for 15 to 20 minutes, and they should look like this. Now it's time to plate that up with some of our Yorkshire pudding, add our homemade gravy on top, and add a little bit of fresh rosemary. And in case you couldn't tell, I've really been on a mushroom kick. What can I say? I love mushrooms, and I hope you do too, because these are incredible. The thing is, I always have to wait until Thanksgiving to have stuffed mushrooms, and I'm like, well, you know what? I know it's still summer, technically. I don't care. I'm making stuffed mushrooms, and this is a recipe I'm very happy to share. So I hope you try this out. Alright guys, I hope you all enjoyed this one. Please remember to like and subscribe, and I will see you all next time.